your game setup. Rain or shine, there will always be time for the Valorant grind. Hello everybody and welcome to the Predator Esports Circuit. My name is Ramon and with me is Mochi. We'll be casting the whole day for the third qualifiers para sa Predator Esports Circuit playoffs contention. Mochi, it is an honor to be with you for the third straight week in a row. Tatanungin kita, umay ka na ba sa mukha ko?
I mean, kahit na mga previous events, tayo na magkasama. Pero ang isa pang constant dun ay yung pangmalakasan ng mga laban natin na makikita natin on this current qualifiers natin. Kasi balita ko, some of the biggest names lang naman na magtatapat-tapat dito. Kaya naman kailangan abangan yan ng mga manonood.
Tama. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that this has been one heck of a prestigious tournament thanks to the Games and Amusement Board. Predator Gaming is authorized to officiate Predator Esports Circuit as an official tournament registered under the approval of the Games and Amusement Board in the Philippines. So thank you so much to Gab para mabigyan kami ng opportunity para ma-showcase ang talento ng Pinoy sa local scene ng Valorant. We've had a lot of tournaments all throughout the year. We had a lot of talent showcase, a lot of their strength and skill. Pero para malaman nyo kung ano yung naging format para sa buong Predator Esports Circuit, well, check out this video. A whole month of action-packed Valorant preview over at the Predator Esports Circuit, mga kaibigan. The whole qualifiers is a whole showcase para malaman kung sino ang pinakamalakas dito sa Predator Esports Circuit. At all that is all packed up into the Predator XP Hub Discord server where it is the official community hub of the Predator Gaming Philippines. Engage na kayo sa mga server activities natin, earn points, ascend the leaderboards, and seize the opportunity to claim exciting prizes. Dahil mga kaibigan, ang Predator Esports Circuit is just a big fish in an ocean of opportunities waiting for you in the Predator XP Hub.
I feel like that's one of the crucial aspects in dito, no? In being in the Predator XP Hub, because you guys will get the chance to win. Not only that, also get experience and meet a lot of new people here with the same interest in the community. And of course, pwede rin kayong mag-register dito sa PEC 2024 natin. And what you guys all have to do is to complete the registration form, await the confirmation via your email para man maging official na kayo, and of course, join the official Discord server. And from there on, all you guys have to do is to follow the instructions na maibibigay sa inyo ng ating mga officials.
Tama. So, sama na kayo mga kaibigan sa susunod nating qualifiers next week kapag natalo kayo, or if ngayon pa lang kayo nalaman kung merong PEC, well, pwede pa kayo sumali. May isa pa tayong qualifiers sa susunod na linggo. So, sali na kayo. Panoorin nyo lang ang ating magiging broadcast ngayon para malaman kung ano yung magiging events para sa ating third leg of the qualifiers for today. Dahil everybody is fighting for not only a spot for the qualifiers or the playoffs actually, pero meron tayong napakalaking prize pool, 200,000 in total, where it will be divided amongst four on the top 4 stage. 60,000 pesos para sa champion, direct invite para sa Predator League Philippines para sa champion natin, at meron tayong 20,000 for the first runner-up and 10,000 each for second runner-up and third runner-up para sa lahat. Well, Mochi, ito ang sabi ko sa iyo kung ikaw ay nakapunta ng napakalayo para sa ating playoffs, I think it's a huge incentive na nga That just means you need to keep grinding in a lot of these Predator events.
Syempre, other than the experience, bragging rights na rin ang iyong makukuha. Not only the prize pool being shown to you guys. And this just means na tuloy-tuloy lang ang paglalaban ng ating mga players and ating mga teams towards their improvement and showing off na isa sila sa mga pinakamalakas dito sa Pinas.
Yep, and now we're going to be showing you guys yung bracket natin for today's broadcast. This is the third leg at may mga new faces tayo, may mga sumali from the previous tournament, from the previous qualifiers as well. So if you guys remember, No Org, they're back! Yung grand finalist ng Kings of PH ay babalik para makuha yung spot nila sa susunod nating playoffs. They'll be up against Predator Esports in the second BO1. Pero yung pinakauna ang kailangan nating i-focus ngayon. Oasis Gaming versus Avernus Esports. And well, it's been a bit of a long day for both of these teams. They had to go through around 3 or 4 BO1s to get to where they are right now. And for Oasis Gaming, well, it's a few attempts to get there in the process as well.
Yeah, I believe that they've been trying ever since the first qualifiers that we ever had, and this is the first time that we have been able to see them up close heading on to the semifinals. And right now they'll be facing up against Avernus Esports, and I believe that both of the teams haven't been able to face up against each other as of the moment, though they have already an idea how every single one of their players work and what their playstyles are currently are. And I'm sure din naman, all because of the adjustments na meron tayo ngayon sa ating mga patches, all the merrier that these guys have to expect something new out of their opponents.
Yeah, I mean, ang dami ding mga bagong parang sangkap na pinapakita ang Oasis Gaming. One of the oldest teams that we have in the Esports League, pero sila yung parang laging nagre-reinvent ng sarili nila. They went to a couple of roster changes. Ngayon, pinasok na nila ang old team secret duo na si Wits at saka si Dubstep, where now they have additional firepower and a lot more experience under their belt as well. Now supplying a lot of that with their young guns, si Marky at saka si Kelly S, who are no slouches to being flexes as a whole as well. So this Oasis Gaming roster is looking primed up and ready to take the spot anyways. But Avernus Esports are going to be the ones in their ways right now. And this team is no slouch at all. I've seen them in a lot of local tournaments, especially since I believe they'll be competing in one right now and they'll be competing in another one, I believe later on or possibly into the next week. That just proves that this team is one of the hardest working ones. Organically, probably one of the stronger ones that we have here with the highest potential of possibly getting an underdog win against Oasis Gaming.
True, there's been lots of discussion and as well as publicity that's being racked up nitong Avernus Esports, and I believe they've been able to win a tournament kani-kanina lang, umaga. And it is, I feel like pwede naman siguro sabihin, it is the mid-year clash. So I feel like they'll be bringing in like a winning buff heading on to this match that they have against Oasis Gaming. And shout out daw kay Zeus na wala daw ilaw ngayon. May mga message yung mga players natin. But I'm really excited for them to see. I believe one of their coaches think na di nila like ina-expect na makaka-proceed sila towards them, even in the challengers itself. But I feel like they know in their hearts that they somehow deserve it, and I hope that they will keep on the fire burning, most especially right now that they're facing up against the most powerful teams that we have right now in PH, which is Oasis Gaming.
Yep, and I think it's a weird time than ever to show kung ano yung magiging drafting phase natin. Ang agent select para sa ating lahat, then well, it is comfort amongst any other para sa duelist natin. Kelly S, one of his historic picks para sa ganitong roster. He has always picked up the raise in every single time, but a little bit of flavor for Oasis Gaming with Dubstep on Omen, Marky now on the Viper. You don't normally see these guys pick up these controller picks, but they are anyways. And I have a few statistics about how they play this, because this is not the first time that they played this composition. The last time that they did was against Snaps in the promotion relegation matchup in VCT. And these to say, they did pretty damn good on the defense, starting 9-3 first half.
True. And not gonna lie, I feel like this is also a good effort na pinapakita sa atin dito ng Oasis, because that just means na it is definitely something that they're trying to make up with Wild Oreo's absence, as well with the Viper that we are currently seeing, and as well as the new ages that they're trying to whip up onto this one. So right now, it is the map of Lotus, and obvious naman that these guys are more than ready into facing up against them, with close interactions currently happening right now with a couple of people already getting down while XT tries to attempt to offer the trade, but unfortunately, medyo mahihirapan talaga siya na pumalag dito, lalong-lalo na siya na lang ang naiiwan at bawas pa ang health niya.
That's a strong split push for Oasis, and they keep pressing the issue. They do push on to Dens, who does get one before he dies to the hands of Kelly S. Where again, the strong split push again towards that A Rebel side. just to take advantage of an over-rotation, an over-investment on that B-side control for Avernus Esports was well done and dusted for the side of the Oasis squad. Well, I do think that this composition, in my eyes, does offer a lot of flexibility. They've proven that they are also very experienced in these type of split compositions where they don't need to invest everybody else on one side of the map. They could just keep pressuring two sides, and well, that leaves anybody like Avernus dead in their tracks. 1-0 so far in the pistol we go, where it is the buy round for Kelly S. Early Vandal buy for the Rays. And you know that this guy is white hot in his heels because you know that he has the aim, you know that he has the game sense, and he has the talent to prove that this Vandal is a huge investment.
Couldn't agree more with what you've said, and at the same time, this is going to be quite a tough mountain to climb onto for the side of Avernus Esports, and I wonder kung paano nga ba nila tataparin. I mean, it's just the second round after all, but despite of the buys that they currently have right now, they're really respecting it here from the side of Oasis, but now everything's trying to go down, or really happening is meron pa mga napipitas dito inside of Avernus, but unfortunately though for the side of Avernus is medyo mahihirapan sila ng go-up for retake onto this one considering disadvantages of the guns while Blitz will be able to take someone down. Now your couple are so as Dubstep also aids him on this one, which just means another round for the side of Oasis.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's 2 ult orbs as well for the Fade on the side of Oasis Gaming, right? I believe that's Wits who's picking up the initiator role for himself. And the thing about Wits, right, is on a lot of the rosters that he's been, he's always known to be a supportive player, someone who's known to be the most vocal amongst every other member on the roster, right? Now you add that to Oasis Gaming, who already has the firepower, the young talent to groom into a strong powerhouse of a team. Then you already have a strong team to contend to in the future. Push out into the B side again for Oasis. Kelly S has full control of B. His presence alone demands a lot of control away from Avernus as XTY, the only guy to get dubstep, is able to draw first blood.
Oh, Denzel will try to offer the trade onto this one. Then, susubukan kumuha pa na isa, but Mark is gonna be there, proving that he is indeed a lot of 2v4 is currently happening right now. While Kelly S, tamang lakad lang galing sa likuran, pero hindi natin sure kung aware ba sila at mukhang oo nga. As we see Mark just trying to play for the passive onto this one. Kung sakali man na meron magpupush, but they're gonna stick on the defuse and will try to play the safe as ever. And of course, they really want to make the most of the buy that meron sila ngayon.
Yeah, and there's chaos in comfortability to what Oasis has been trying to do, right? Just pushing those link positions and that upper side doesn't guarantee you the win if you're not able to win out the fight anyway. So it's a brilliant attempt since it was their bonus anyway, and they were willing to fight for map control just so that they could have defense on the spike on B side. So very well played for Avernus Esports, stopping the bleeding in that bonus conversion. They keep most of their guns in check, and they can still attempt for that defense on the A side rubble, which again, Oasis Gaming are not even thinking about trying to attempt for the push out.
Tamang abangan lang ang nangyayari dito ngayon while they secure the side quest natin dito, just like the order that they currently taken dyan sa ating dome in a bit. And C-site, well, tamang prepare lang, tama abang lang si Avernus just in case na magbalakan man talaga ng side ng Oasis na mag-push sila dito, because so far, they are really eliminating itong possible na A-push na meron dito for the side of Avernus, as Hydrokill will just keep himself nailed down dito sa rubble area natin. Still 50 seconds of the clock, there's still a lot of possibilities na pwede nilang gawin onto this one, but at the current time, they're just really trying to pair the most that they can, and even trying to do some mind games on the sidelines para sa side ng Avernus, lalong-lalo na na-force na mag-rotate itong dalawa sa kanila.
And no, Marky's already doing a good job of doing that, just making a lot of presence. Binuksan ng pinto, nag-smoke pa nga sa loob ng A-site. Kaya nakapag-rotate agad. Jen's in a lot of trouble, gets taken down by Dubstep. A huge entry for Oasis, and a lot of trouble for Avernus across the map. This is beautiful team play off the face of the earth. You can see that they're waiting for Marky to make the move, make a lot of noise, take dubstep and the rest of the squad to take control of that mount position. Since Avernus are not keen on taking map control for themselves, 4 versus 4, you're actually making some impact, at least to Wits. Already caught himself with his pants down. Marky tries to hold his ground. A tri-stack already on that default position. Kelly S on top as well. Dubstep gets a 3K for his troubles. And not done yet. Hydra Kid will deal damage, but Kelly S will be the one to put the final nail on the coffin for this round. A third for Oasis Gaming.
Double check it, please.
They put up a good fight dito for the side of Avernus, but Oasis is just really keen on delaying them as much as possible with all of the utilities na meron sila dito. And not only that, there has been really great positioning na meron dito si Dubstep kanina lang. Reason as to why he has been able to get that 3K, and even how they've been able to like address every single member dito na nagbabalak na mag-retake for the side of Avernus. But on the other hand, someone will be starting to offer the stinger onto this one, though. They'll try to offer the entry onto P side. Madadali lang ng bahagya because of the paint shells, but they're trying to push forward. Showstopper, walang tatamaan. Meron sa dito, madedelay, but Fans of Utility is actually connecting onto them. Tamang run and gun lang, but still Oasis will be able to gun down every single member and stop them their tracks until si Sly na lang ang may iwan dito sa link natin.
Look, their confidence is on a high right now. You see the Dubstep used his ulti. He teleported in the middle of that B site, even though Oasis and their pace did not match his teleport on B, but they were still able to win out the gunfights anyway, giving them an opening on B despite the bigger weaponry. Actually, it is because of the bigger weaponry anyway. So Avernus, only with the 1v4, only an opportunity for one gun to be upgraded, but Sly Zera doesn't really need to pick up another gun to save up this Phantom for the next coming round. So in the long term, this could be good for Avernus, but short term wise, and the bigger picture is that they're losing these rounds, giving it again to Oasis Gaming, who are not really the best team to give momentum to if you are on the enemy side. The 8K will slice up Slyzera. And a 4-1 for Oasis. This is a nice lead for a very nice attacking half for Oasis.
True, and they were just really showing off all of the experience na meron sila, not only with the recent roster changes na meron dito, also with how they've been able to individually perform up to their fullest. But also, it is really unfortunate here for the side of Avernus kasi nagsisave na nga si Sly eh. Like, hindi ba talaga nila pinakawalan? Hindi nila tinanta na, not unless naubos na talaga lahat. But now, seems like they're gonna go on a good full force push onto A site, readily available for them to actually take, while the rest of the members here on the side of Avernus will try to execute as a unified team, as they should. Lalong-lalo na puro sheriff lang naman kasi yung hawak nila dito, so better get that edge as much as possible.
They're fighting against 3 anomalies right now. They already destroyed a turret. They need to take care of the alarm bot, 2 mollies, and Javi 8K himself. The final boss of flank watch for Oasis. Now Kelly S is into the fray, fighting against Avernus and their pistols, and well, they can't get into A side anymore. Beautifully done for their defense. Dens does get himself one, and Hydra Kid is on the back lines. 2v2, and this round has become as close as ever, but Javi 8K equalizes to a 2 versus 1. Dens inside a sight, but gets denied by Wits in a 3K. 5-1 for Oasis. It was dodgy, but again, they set reality in check.
True. Still a valiant effort, but we have been able to witness that Oasis is just clearly well aware of what they're trying to do here. And despite some losses that they've been able to face, like some of their allies is nabarel or also nakuha din. Still, no sweat onto them. Lalo na super stable naman kanilang economy at the current time, and even have some ultimates for them to actually use. So, let's see if they can get creative onto this one. Lalo na that they're opting to hold for, but unfortunately, it's not gonna work out as Wits takes 2 of them down. Definitely staying true to try to eliminate every single one and stop them their tracks. But now, a 2v4 is at play. XT walang magagawa na lamang kundi tanggapin at papasukin sila sa C-site nila.
An absolute scrap on both fronts. You can see that they're trying their best to take map control. Avernus Getting the tables turned on them because Oasis Gaming had it in the bag. That mount control was just more than everything for them. But the overpush just gave an impact to Oasis in their execute. So relying on Wits to hold that waterfall position could be a bit of a bonus for himself, because I think Avernus are going to think about the next round more than this one. Saving two of these rifles are going to mean everything for them. But Wits is hunting, trying to push on. He spots out the Viper, tries to peek on, but XTYO will be the one to deny him. As they're still hunting, they're still trying to take these guns away. But Slyzero's making this as expensive as ever. I think that's more than enough for him. Something that they've been looking for is Oasis and how expensive it should have been for their next round. But in the end, Oasis get the round. But the Avernus Esports need rounds themselves, man.
Actually, sayang din eh, no? Kasi you can see that they can definitely perform in these types of situations and making it more expensive for their counterpart to afford all of those stuff na kailangan nilang bilhin heading on to the next round. But unfortunately though, despite of the frags na nakukuha nila, it happens kung kailan tapos na yung round eh. And they have to be more proactive onto doing this once in terms of the strats and stuff. But let us see kung meron nga bang shift onto this one as XT gets the first blood onto this round while they continuously prepare and trying to delaying them the most that they can. Unfortunately, though, there is already some info being leaked from the side of Avernus, so they should be wary about this one.
At least it's a good sign, though. They can shoot back, they can confront their opponents, and, well, they can walk the walk and they can talk the talk as well. Already taking down one of the prime members of Oasis Gaming, or you can even have a chance to entry on. The reset is still kicking in for Oasis. Trying to cut noise, trying to make the sound cue happen. They all use the Nightfall as well to identify that everybody is still rushing on that A side, but no, it's the rotate. B side all locked down, have the 8K with the ulti to provide some cover and some security for his teammates before they execute on that C site. The rotate is in. The bait does not work out. Dent does get himself a couple before he falls to the ground himself. Marky will be able to provide that cover thanks to his Viper's Pit. And can he be able to cover all for his teammates, since he's the one who's taking the forward space? But that's also a risky position for him because it's a 2 versus 4.
Oh, even the Free Fire though, it definitely connecting on the dubstep onto this one, but Paranoia will be connecting on him as well, and he is gonna get eliminated until just one more person was left alone. Mark just even pulled off that 3K, no sweat, and this guy, I'm not quite sure if he can still make a roundabout onto this one, most especially that everything's pretty clean for the side of Oasis, and definitely not giving them any chance into defusing that spike further. Man, sayang din, but it's just really evident that, you know, Zen's been able to get like a couple of kills. Actually, that's already a good kickstart onto that round because you can see that all of the pressure is happening onto the side of Oasis when they tried to rotate onto like a couple of sites, but still did not work out here for the side of Avernus.
And it didn't help as well that the only sound cue that they made was the door opening, and since they were coming up from the flanks, it was easy to discern and find out where they're coming from. Kelly S and his movement. The Raze nerf did not affect Kelly S at all. You need to nerf Kelly S, not Raze himself. An early first blood for Oasis. Dubstep to follow. And again, they're raining terror all across that A site. They opened the door to what must be a free B site plant for the Oasis squad. As Dent is holding with the Marshall, only weapon that he has. He hasn't put his gadgets down because he knows that he's getting run down by every single member. Nevertheless, a 2 versus 4 for Oasis and their B site defense.
Tsaka grabe, men. Nakita mo yung pagbato ni Wits nung watcher na yun. Kita buong mundo, pre. And that's so good because that gave them the rest of the information and even the kills that they need heading on to this round. And now it's all up to Hydra Kid holding the Sheriff and will not get any kills onto this one since si Wits na naman ang ganyang katapat dito. And definitely, This just means that they're on 6-round streak here for the side of Oasis. By the way, shout out kay Mimi Santos. Ayan na yung pambawi ko sa'yo, girl. Di kita na shout out last week. Shout out sa'yo, sis.
Isa siya sa mga staff ng VALORANT Esports. So, shout out nga po pala kay Miss Mimi Santos sa kanila. Tsaka po kay Miss Satrina Sato. If yun nga po yung tunay yung pangalan, yung owner ng VALORANT Esports na nanonood ngayon, I'm pretty sure, for this match against Oasis Gaming. I'm pretty proud of their performance. Despite like the 1-8, they're still putting up a lot of good defenses. They're still proactively like taking space for themselves. They're attempting a lot of these things against Oasis that sure are readable against Oasis, but the idea that they're making it by choice and the idea that they're also taking these attempts for themselves, you can't really hit those shots if you don't take the shot anyway. So
yeah, I actually wonder kung ano yung binulong dito ni Coach Kana, no? Like, I mean, I feel like we're about to find out, because right now though they've got the lockdown and they even have like the Viper split available for them on the defense, so they can definitely use this in post-plan situations. Since we can see that they actually shine in those types of situations, no? But let's see kung hahayaan nga sila ni Oasis na gawin yun. Most importantly, that they're going for the straight up contact. Very aggressive. And Dawson gets 3! Just like that. And they even just back out just in case na merong magbalak na mag-flank, and they are well aware of what they're trying to do.
One way set up for Dubstep for himself. Talagang he is the nightmare on Elm Street. Siya yung nakakatakot na kalaban ng Omen sa rank, mga kaibigan. Siya yung nakakatakot na kalaban sa ganitong mga sitwasyon. Javi 8K spotted by Dens, and that could be the shining light that they've been looking for. But Slyzera has to be careful. Walang magtitrade sa kanya kung ganung pakalayo si Dens. Baka si Dubstep pa nga mauuna. Paranoia invested! 4 kill for Dubstep! As he's looking for the ace, mga kaibigan, this is one heck of a way to announce yourself on the Oasis banner as Wit pushes through and steals the ace for himself. Talaga nga namang magtropa from Team Secret, no? Kinukuha yung ace na magtropa.
And you can see na nandun pa rin, existing pa rin yung body nilang dalawa, which is definitely awesome to see. Onto this one, despite of like someone's loving away from each other, still existing. Like, kabisado pa rin nila ngayon sa isa. And onto this one too, like, nakita din natin na they're definitely on to like having that push and pull support na meron dito for the side of Oasis, which is definitely wonderful to see. And we're hoping, or we're looking into seeing more onto this one. Lalo na si Kelly is, abay, hindi syempre magpapatinag yan.
Baka syempre, kung may mga superstars tayo, kung nandito si Dubstep, dapat maalala ng mga tao na nandito si Kelly S. And he's been here for a very, very long time now. Joined her early this year and has had a lot of experience as well. Matured as a player as a whole. Yes, there are some hiccups along the way, pero si Kelly S talaga makes a lot of difference in a lot of situations. Tumaas ang consistency niya as one of the duelist players on the local scene as he execute against Dens. And well, Kelly S, he's low, but he does dodge away from the mollies. Dens peeks on, gets 1, gets 2. Oasis are getting cut in half, but Dubstep alleviates the pressure with Wits, his brother in arms, joining him in the fray. B site teleporting on down as Oasis has fully controlled that side of the map, but Slyzera, he wants to cover that up, but Wits is here and he's already down to fight. 1v2 for XT against the two brothers in arms from the old TS roster in Oasis Gaming.
My, tons of experience and tons of suffering currently happening right now as XT sisilip pa lang, papatayin ka na agad ni Wits dito. And it is a 10-1 onto this one. Definitely dominating, as we can say and as we may see. But we can see na Avernus is still trying, definitely, to adjust the most that they can. It's just kung dalawa yung maiiwan palagi on the side of Oasis. It's Wits and Dubstep. And, you know, these two guys are definitely some of the not just some, that they are the most impactful players na meron dito existing. And really, I'm wondering if there is something else left to do here for the side of Avernus. Most likely na these guys from the side of Oasis, though, despite of not being flashy in terms of their plays, they're really focusing on which one is gonna work or which one is not gonna work.
Well, that rocket definitely worked for Kelly Fs. They got the entry onto the site. An easy plant down, and it's an early 4v5 retake. Avernus forced on into a situation where they only have lower guns, sheriffs for most of them, with one Guardian for Lizera, but you know, at least they can only work for one Viper spit. The problem is they don't have the space to use that ulti, and they don't have an opportunity to do so right now. Wits finding XT, a second for the newcomer on Oasis as well, but Lizera is no slouch until Wits tells him to sit down. 1v4, and Hydra Kid is getting chased down. He's getting knifed by Javi 8K. Wala eh. 11-1 mga kaibigan. Oasis Gaming, they have a strong attacking half.
Gusto ko yung sinabi mo na, wala eh. Si Javi pa yung nang-knife.
Parang, what am I going to say about that?
Ako, to be honest, kung si Javi nang-knife sa akin, magpapa-shut up na lang din ako. Parang, sige Lods, okay lang, tatanggapin ko, ikaw naman yan. But it's still an NT.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see din naman dito for the side of Oasis is just the best that they can, despite of taking this seriously. There's still some sprinkles of fun that they're doing from here and there, which is definitely important in these types of games.
I will say this though, is that I feel like Avernus could have a strong chance in the attack, and as long as the game's not over, then they could possibly profit of winning this pistol round. And that starts with at least finding where the Killjoy setup is. But I think Javi 8K plays his setups in a way that he wants to use the setup for info, but not to kill somebody. Because he knows that his aim is enough. He knows that his gunplay and his team play is enough with the team. Because once he gets the info, that's when he relays it to the squad. That's when they rotate onto the C side. That's where Wits also gets caught on B. Dens is in a lot of trouble.
Whoa.
And everybody else just wants to peek him one by one. Each second from Wits. And they literally need to wait for that paint shell to actually explode onto his face. Because then that classic was more than enough for him.
And we are to witness if there is going to be a good time or what is the best time for them to actually push. Because right now, all the way on the A side, Sly is already there. So this is actually a good sign for them. But someone is going to be meeting them at the stairs while they make their way into securing the objective here at the A side. Tamang-tambay lang si Mark dito kung meron nga ba siyang makakasalubong or makakasalamuha kasi meron siyang makikita dito, and that's going to be your end. There's a 3v2 and Hydra is even running low onto this one, so this is going to be a tough one for them to address. But seems like Mark is gonna get the last, or rather the second to the last, and Habis will be dealing the final blow, and this marks the match point para sa side ng Oasis. And kitang-kita naman how consistent they are in these types of plays.
And nothing spells buddy system than just holding hands doing some drop as the last two players, you know. And that's unfortunate because they get picked off before they can even have a chance to actually set up some control across the map, right? You can see that it's not every day that you expect an initiator to actually push up on that B main position. That's when you know that Oasis is playing with confidence. That's when you know that they're playing out of bounds with how well that they're taking the space. Marky's pushing outside of that tree position as the Viper. He has the frenzy and he's hitting long range shots with it. Plus, Wits is also like taking confident decisions for himself. He's 19 kills in the server right now against Avernus Esports, when he will have a long way to go. The dream is not over yet as of late. 1-12 so far, mga kaibigan. Match point for Oasis Gaming. Spectre buys across the board for Oasis now. As they run on down to that C side, try to contest against Oasis, but Kelly S will get a double kill. And well and done. That is all 5 for Oasis. A flawless victory on that last round. And what an epic way to start off their campaign over at the Predator Esports Circuit. That is Oasis Gaming moving on into the next stage.
I'm not gonna like really missed seeing Oasis do these types of games here in Predator Gaming. Most importantly, like once again, Simula qualifiers when they're trying, but unfortunately, I'm not quite sure if it's the schedule that doesn't align or it's just that the play is not there. But now they're proving that they're back in the game, and congratulations once again for Oasis for advancing forward inside the grand final for the qualifiers 3. And this just means that this is such of a good experience and learning curve for the side of Avernus. Lalo-lalo na parang aware na sila na parang practice ito for PCT or something like that. So I'm really, really happy that they are taking this like as a moment to move forward. For the side of Oasis though, I feel like it is very nice that they're trying to adjust, and the adjustments that they're currently doing so far is not something na pilit or something na hindi sila komportable to doing so. And yeah, I feel like this is definitely a powerful match in favor of Oasis Gaming, and I am really excited seeing them forward kung sino man ang makakatapat nila for our finals.
And look, I want to give a lot of this time to talk about Avernus a little bit more because, again, this is a team that I want to see a lot more improvement on because I see a lot of potential from this squad as a whole. It could be nerves, it could be a lot of other factors into how they're not able to perform right now. But again, this is a team that I expected a lot more out of their performance, and I believe that when they give themselves an opportunity to try to qualify for the next stage, maybe next week into the next Predator Esports Circuit qualifier, then maybe they could have a different face. Maybe they could have a different opportunity moving forward. So I'm ganito mga matches natin. It's just that, I guess Oasis is the better team right now. I guess Wits is definitely on one as of late. And you normally don't see an Omen pick up majority or the lion's share of the frags. As we have seen from Dubstep dito ngayon. And well, Oasis Gaming has also been known to have one of the stronger Lotuses that we've had, even though nagpalit na sila ng roster. So I wouldn't say no surprise, but I would have been happy to actually be proven wrong as we head on into that last game. So that is a well-played game from the side of Oasis Gaming. It has been a blast watching Avernus Esports, and I hope that we see them in the next qualifying stage next week. Kaya mga kaibigan, I hope you had a wonderful time from that 1v1. We have more coming up for you after the short break. But before that, we would like to take this opportunity para mathank ang aming sponsors, ang Predator X34 and X39 monitor. Defy your limits and go beyond possible. Pre-order any qualifying Predator monitor at participating stores and get a free limited edition Predator gaming chair worth 7,999. Kita mo, Mochi? Hindi ko na sinasabi ng diretsuhan. Talagang ini-eksakto ko na. 7,999 pesos.
Wala na yung piso.
Wala na yung piso. Ako na yung nagbigay mismo para sa inyo. Promo runs from June 7 hanggang 21. I think natapos na yun nung 2 days ago pa lang. So I guess wala tayong magagawa dyan. Pero para sa ating Predator notebooks, mukhang meron pa tayong masasabi, Mochi?
Yes, of course. This is your chance to win a dream trip to the US. Oh my gosh, guys. Imagine, ang kailangan mo lang gawin ay bumili ng Predator notebook today. Wow, today na agad, no? Decision ako, guys. Bumili na kayo today. Anyways, and activate your 1-month PC Game Pass trial to enter our legendary loot raffle. And promo is extended until July 31, so you have half 1 month and a fourth ng isang buwan. And all you have to do is to check the full mechanics dito na pin sa ating comment section down below. Para naman, kasi malay mo, ikaw na or sa'yo na yung trip natin pa US, diba? Not quite sure, but hopefully you guys will win that one.
Yep, hopefully. At malay mo naman, magkaroon tayo ng chance para makita-kita one-on-one dito pa lang sa Predator Esports Circuit. After the short break, makikita natin in action ang Carti Esports versus No Org. We would like to give you guys a little bit of a short time para makapag-break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a little bit of couple minutes.
The X38 is the latest high-octane curved display from Predator. This zero-frame behemoth has a 37.5-inch span and a 2300R curve in glorious 21:9, so that you can fill your peripheral vision with pure gameplay for all-out immersion. And with a very ergonomical stand, positioning this colossal display is quite easy, allowing you to tilt, pivot, swivel, and adjust the height as needed, so that comfort is maintained even through long gaming sessions. Naturally, you have all the latest ports needed, as well as 2 powerful 7-watt speakers should a headset not suffice. Though the X38 is ideal for hardcore enthusiasts and esports pros alike, what sets it apart, besides a crisp, ultra-wide QHD Plus resolution, is the Agile Splendor IPS panel it uses. This panel makes it possible to push the response time up to 0.3 milliseconds while maintaining a color gamut of DCI-P3 98% and Delta E less than 2, so that colors and details remain vivid. Add on the 175Hz refresh rate and you have a blisteringly fast monitor that keeps all the fast-paced action coming through nice and smooth with almost no ghosting, color bending, or torn frames. To make sure those frames look as pristine as possible, NVIDIA G-Sync keeps frame rate locked to the output of your GPU, while Display HDR 400 certification allows you to enjoy HDR content in or outside of gaming. So if you're looking to go all out, it's time to introduce the monumental X38 to your game setup.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Predator Esports Circuit. My name is Ramon, and with me is Mochi. We've been casting the third leg of the qualifiers dito sa Predator Esports Circuit, and well, we have a next best of one for you guys today. It will be Cardi Esports versus No Org. It is one of the playoff teams from the Kings of PH versus the grand finalists in No Org. So a lot of presents made dito sa server natin, and I really feel like it's up in the air kung sino yung mananalo dito, Mochi. I just cannot predict who it is going to be.
True, and seems like we are. I mean, I feel like we have been able to talk about quite a bit of them kanina sa pre-podcast. And like we have been able to predict na this might possibly be a long game, but of course, I would love to be proven wrong just in case. But kung sino man yung malamang, it's already up to them. It's all up for grabs kung sino man ang tatapat sa Oasis na tamang chillings lang sa finals natin for this current qualifiers.
Yeah, definitely. And well, considering that Oasis are, you know, in the best position para mapanood kung ano yung magiging performance ng team natin ngayon, and well, they have to prove that they can contend against the top teams like Oasis Gaming, and they can start right now since both of these teams are no slouches at all sa kung ano yung naging performance nila as of these recent months. And let's start with No Org. No Org well, they're no slouches at all to very high pressure tournaments and events as well. Kita mo, na grand finals sila back then where they almost won actually, 1-2 laban sa SR Nakagin. Ng grand finals ng Kings of PH, if it wasn't for one small margin, talagang sayang na sayang. But it proves that they have the potential to actually go all the way since sila naman yung nag-force ng Game 3 at sila naman yung minsan nagkakaroon ng numbers advantage kapag lumalaban sila sa mga close quarter combats. Well, on the other hand, Qualifiers Esports, well, I think at this point, everybody knows this team. One of the best teams when it comes to developing rosters. From nothing at all talaga. Kahit nung nasa Kings of PH, nakita natin yung potential. Pero when they were in this split right now sa VCT, parang feel mo may nag-iba sa kanila eh. Nag-improve ng malala at mukhang iba yung talim nila compared sa last split.
Yeah, and I'm really excited because we can obviously see kung ano yung nagiging improvements nila. And I feel like the individual self is already there. Like, it's already running for quite some time already. Pero iba pa rin talaga when you can see the adjustments of how cleaner they execute, how well they do these types of micro decision makings whenever the time calls for it. And of course, kung ano yung mga creativity na ipapamalas nila depending on the terrain na meron tayo dito or specifically the map na they are playing in. So I am really looking forward to learning more about these teams, most especially that we are comparing them from their previous selves all the way back from Kings of PH.
Yeah, and I think the biggest difference was confidence for both of these teams, right? Hindi lang sa Carti, kundi dun din sa No Org, right? And if they're able to break that one small barrier, then I believe both of these teams will be top tier as the game progresses. But, you know, konting-konti na lang makakapunta tayo sa ating map selection, mga kaibigan. And for Carti Esports, this is a huge challenge. Laban sa No Org. Yes, they are heralded as one of the top teams dito sa VCT PH, but this is Predator Esports Circuit. Iba yung landscape dito. Makikita natin kung kayang-kayang may pag-endurance test ang parehong teams natin against each other because let's face it, No Org have averaged a lot of hours, a lot of minutes sa lahat ng mga Predator Esports games natin. Talagang sila yung usually nakakapag-overtime, sila usually nakakapag-stretch dahil sa mga clutches nila, katulad ni Kyle, katulad ni Jaso. Very talented players in their own right that have been, I'd say, very big regulars in the No Org roster. Whereas Carti Esports, well, they added a lot of brains into their operation kasi narinig ko, the biggest difference into their roster right now to before is that nakapasok si AKG and well, he has proven that he can make a difference in a lot of the team compositions kasi he's cooked up these strats, he's cooked up these team comps for the team, playing to the strengths, and when nagkakaroon ng chaotic moments yung team, he never hesitates nag-call ang timeout at laging make conversion every single time.
True, and of course, dito din for Carti, they've got some quite of experience dito in contrary sa Just Us, and I believe is nanalo sila doon in that current game. So I feel like that is a good skill for us to understand kung ano nga ba yung hangganan or what is good basis for their capacities as a team. And I'm really excited to see if there is going to be some sort of improvements kasi napag-usapan na rin natin before that there are some tendencies that Patrick Watson, powerful as he can be, there are some moments kung saan medyo naiiwan niya yung mga kasama niya. So hopefully there is going to be some sort of adjustment or some sort of adjustment that's going to be evident in this current match that we currently have. Most importantly na aware na sila sa playstyle isa dito. I mean, it is Cardi and it is No Org. So tons of buds and tons of ways in order to address kung ano yung makikita nila sa weaknesses and strengths ng isa't isa.
And at the same time, for No Org, you could say that they also have the same weakness pero in a different placement talaga. You could say that these players are very talented. I already mentioned si Jaso at si Kyle. This powerful duo has already provided a lot of support for the team. Pero in terms of firepower, sometimes it can be misplaced at times because si Melo J, always so reliable on the entry, but when it comes to the flanks, it's a little bit too frequent if I do say so myself. So kumbaga, Patrick Watson is a little bit too forward, while ito namang si Melo J masyado siyang laging nasa likuran kapag may kinakalaban sa lahat ng mga engagers sa dito. So hopefully, they actually swap kung ano yung naging problema nila dito para ma-fix ang lahat para sa ating magiging first best of or second best of one of the day. And huge shoutout sa ating magiging mga stand-up players natin. I believe I'm gonna be expecting Scary MD, yung former Crazy MD for the Org roster. May evolution si Idol. Talagang hindi na siya crazy, nakakatakot na siya. Di ba?
Scary na siya. Actually, interested nga ako. Meron ng interview dito. Yun yung unang-una nating tatanong eh. So, anong nag-motivate sa'yo na maging scary MD ka na at hindi ka na maging crazy MD? I find it a really interesting question for us to know the answer of. But other than that, kung meron difference in terms of the name of his, I wonder if meron ding nag-iba in terms of how he plays. Kasi, I feel like one of the most consistent players then on their teams din tong sasabihin ko na nun, Crazy MD. Ito si Scary MD. And I feel like if he can be consistent, he can be one of the main powerhouse dito in the team itself. So hopefully we can see more of them onto this one.
Totoo, kasi in my mind, kasi nasanay na din talaga ako na Crazy
No.
MD. So we're gonna take a bit of time to actually get ourselves to adjust fully sa kanyang bagong pangalan, guys. Hindi na siya crazy eh. Now, nakakatakot na siya. He's Scary MD.
His
para sa
newfound
side ng
identity.
Newfound! Right? Kaya malay mo naman, malay mo mag-evolve siya. Malay mo hindi lang siya very aggressive on the rifling, since remember, he used to be on a supportive agent like the Gecko. Minsan nakikita natin siya on the Sky, who's provided a lot of support but sometimes can frag out whenever possible. Malay mo, nag-evolve lalo yung kanyang fragging power, lalo na nakakatakot siya. So for No Org, that added firepower is much more needed para sa side nila, since yun yung isa sa mga things na naglalak sa kanila other than confidence on their side, right? So hopefully ma-address siya into this next coming game. Pero para sa Party Esports, well, I think we already addressed like yung kanilang flaws and the things that they have been trying to work on since Split 1 very poetically, I'd say, no? Parang para sa akin lamang, I think present na din yung Bebe buff para sa kanila, kasi at this point, I think surprise na given na nanonood yung mga Bebe para sa Party Esports. So,
Shoutout sa mga Bebes.
Shoutout sa kanila. Shoutout sa lahat ng mga nanonood for Party Esports. I'm sure that you guys are having a lot of fun watching us dito sa Predator Esports Circuit para mapanood ang inyong mga favorite esports teams so far. So, Mochi, I just want to quickly ask you, how's the match so far for you? Na-try mo na ba yung duelist meta natin? Na-try mo na ba si ISO bago pa siya ma-nerf next week? Because I feel like that's good news for everybody on the server right now.
The thing is, hindi pa ako nakapaglaro ng Valorant. And you know what? Kahit gustuhin kong maglaro, I'm too scared to get demoted, okay? It's because of all of the metas happening right now. Everything's been switched, everything's been shifted, and talagang ina-abuse yung Neon, ina-abuse yung ISO, and the rest of the other agents are like, so, ano pang papel namin dito? Alam mo yun, in a rank queue. So, yeah, tons of stuff to actually consider if you're going on competitive right now. But also, I feel like it's good na rin to dip your toes. Siguro mamaya, pag nagka-time, try kong pumalag. Kung hindi, nadimot ako, iyak na lang ako.
Yeah, exactly. Patapos na din naman yung act natin. PSA mga kaibigan, patapos na yung act ng Valorant. I think mga 3 days na lang, if I'm not mistaken, bago matapos yung act. So if you're grinding for
last push,
last push na lang to, mga few days na lang, baka hindi mo maabutan yung immortal body na hinahanap mo, or you're just really happy to get that iron body for yourself. Have fun lang dito sa Valorant mga kaibigan. We're just trying to load up into the agent select later on habang hinihintay pa natin yung map selection into this next coming game. Party Esports versus No Org is proving to be a very, very hype matchup where I think we're just trying to be 100% sa lahat ng bagay dito. So, chill lang kayo dito. Diba? So, Mochi, very quickly, what do you think of the shift in meta once that ISO is gonna get nerfed? Because apparently, the thing about the nerf that's gonna be happening to him is that mawala na yung 2-kill reset sa kanya, but he'll still have the shield. At nandun pa rin yung reset kapag nakapatay ka ng opponent, you can just shoot the ball off para makapag-reset ka ulit. So, do you think it's a strong nerf na nawala na yung 2-kill reset? Or do you think it's gonna still be a strong meta pick pagdating dito sa mga maps like Bind o kaya sa mga maps like Split?
I feel like it is a fair adjustment onto this one. It's like one of the few steps that pwede nilang makuha onto making him a bit more balanced than what he currently is on. But speaking of ISO, this is one of the good maps that he can be used in. We are going to proceed onto the land of Sunset. And I guess you're already quite aware of kung sino nga ba yung mga pwede nilang kunin dito. Most importantly, making the most out of the meta that we currently have right now in the recent patch. And hopefully we can see some of those agents handing on to this one.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of duelist variety. Raze being one of the top tier picks para dito kasi ang lakas ni Cypher sa map na to. And I could very well see Carti Esports actually pick that one up since I believe G Solo is also itching to take that Cypher pick, and he's been pretty dominant when it comes to picking up that Cypher map. I think if I remember correctly, Ichi Solo tries to pick up the Killjoy on Killjoy maps, tapos si Gabo naman yung maglalaro ng Killjoy, or actually Cypher maps sa mga Cypher maps nila. So I'm pretty curious kung paano yung may rotation nila for Carti Esports since they are fielding a 6-man roster. So there's a ton of variety into what they can cook up for the Sunset map. But this is No Org's very comparable map pick. So malay mo naman, meron silang naluto sa kahit anong magiging setup natin for that Sunset map. It is one of the maps that they have played in the Grand Finals. And this is also one of the maps that they have played in overtime. So I don't know, that endurance test to me seems very strong on the side of No Org, whereas Carti, I think they're already good on a lot of maps anyway. So this could be up in the air as we already see it.
Tons of new possibilities then. If earlier we can see some adjustments from Oasis, I am pretty sure that we're about to see something onto this one as well. Lalong-lalo na, it is quite a dynamic map. And as much as possible, you really want to offer the mid control and even the fast-paced gameplay as much as possible. But now, it is once again Sunset. Hopefully, we can see something else coming up and about. And just like that, we are gonna see a Neon onto Patrick Watson. And medyo kinakabahan ako dito, Ramon. Kasi parang kanina lang dinidiscuss natin na merong tendency na baka mapag-iwanan yung mga kasama niya. I wonder if they're gonna live onto that weakness and convert it into a strength. Not quite sure. But hopefully, we can see something onto going into this one.
And they're making an adjustment to their usual composition. Sometimes I would see Patrick Watson be on this Raze map, it's a Sunset, but now he's gonna be picking up that Neon, where a lot of adjustments have been made to the meta, where Neon has been heralded as one of the pioneer duelists that we have ngayon sa meta natin, who's also on Patrick Watson, who's always known to be very comfortable on entries. And Chani Boy gonna be picking up that Sova para masira yung trip wars ni Kyle para assistahan ang kanyang pag-entry every single time. So we're into the game, mga kaibigan. It is No Org versus Carti Esports, where the latter will start on the defense. We also got Astro, one of the veteran players on the scene, holding on to that B-site control, while Chani Boy also on backside para assistahan. Since may tri-stack na dun sa A, mukhang may over-rotation, may over-investment on that side of the map, which I believe is a good sign. Kasi pwede nilang labanan ng 5v5 retake once they got the info. But I don't even know if No Org are willing to push the button. There they are, Melo J. Entries on, right click. Blinded na agad tong si Chani Boy. So a lot of trouble, a lot of pressure.
Whoa! Tons of trades already happening as of Wingman trying to put this bike down. It's now 2v3. And yes, medyo magkakaroon ng struggle since immunity is pretty low, but it seems like they're pretty much prepared on trying to cover that up. Melody though, damage chillings lang dito at the market area. Trying to see if meron nga ba sila mapipitas dito with the time, but Melody, tatlo naman na mapipitasan at this one yet. Ichi Solo. Medyo nagkaroon ng problem dito sa Melody in trying to put out yung pinches na yun, and Ichi Solo's been able to get the job done. Fortunately.
Man, sobrang linis ng one taps ni Melo J as he held up market on his own. Rotation being made that narinig niya kung saan sila manggagaling, so he held his own for so long. And that wall never helped at all. Yung para kay Patrick Watson, para sa pag-rotate nila, kinda covered yung tracks sa kung saan nag-hold yung market, pero The thing about that is mabilis nang bumaba yung fast lane na yun. So mabilis lang ding nakapag-recover tong si Ichi solo, getting a team ace across the board for Carti Esports. Everyone gets a kill. Even though Melo J put on the heroics that he needed. So 1-0 so far sa pistol ng Carti. If I'm not mistaken, this is a force buy across the board for the attack. No org. Fighting with sticks and stones, but we allowed to break the bones of the defensive side. You got the entry on down. Melo J does not hesitate anymore. So nakapag-plant pa rin si Scary MD, forcing a 5v5 retake. Lightning strikes twice on B side apparently for both sides.
Yeah, and it's really interesting for us to see na meron ding force of the buys here on the side of the attackers. But unfortunately, it's not entirely working out onto their favor until si Scary MD na lang ang naiiwan as he tries to deal as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, isa lang ang mapipitas niya dito, and this brings them to the third round nang walang dalang kahit ano.
And even though, like, let's say, natalo sila dun sa pistol round nila, though, I can kind of understand, at least they can make the most out of the minutes that they still got dun sa second round. And if you remember, si Scary MD pa rin yung nakakuha ng mga ult orbs nila before they plant. At siya din yung nagpa-plant ng spike. So, he got the kill doon sa kanilang second round. So, he is at least ready to take a thrash shot. Kaso, ang problema, yun nga yung first buy nila, diba? So,
Yep.
no money into this next round. Nothing to report into this kapag walang nakuha from the Sheriffs entirely. Mid-side being pressured on by No Org as the B rush hasn't been working out since they have been planting, yes, pero unable to establish some sort of map control either on backside or he's trying to double up on that market position since having a power position has always been a very strong thing to have when you're attacking on the side. Kaso si Uyen, mukhang ang ganda ng opportunity na dito. If he pushes deep into this Omen, then he could possibly get himself a free kill, an ult orb, one thing closer papunta dun sa Rolling Thunder, but Patrick Watson's the one to take the frag, and they're pressing the issue once again.
Oh my, just by seeing the few rounds that they currently have right now, I already love the adjustments that they have here. Currently, Patrick Watson and just Uyen just sticking up together in these types of situations. It's working very, very well. But now, Ichi solo, no, may mapipitas as Astro tries to step up. Every single one of them gets something out of this encounter. Unfortunately, though, Patrick Watson, he's not going to expect that Scary MD is going to be there. And he will try to make this work out all by himself. Just marching towards onto A site. Kompletong-kompleto pa naman ang utilities dito ng kumpare mo. And let us see kung kaya niya nga bang i-segregate itong apat na natitira.
Siya nga yung clutch master para sa No Org before. But that was when he was Crazy MD. Can he do it now under his new persona? And he proved that he is scary as he states. Dito sa 1v4 natin, all Utah present, but it is Astro that wins it out. Even if he loses, he will get concussed anyway, so the trade would have been inevitable. Another 3-0 start for Carti Esports on a sunset map where No Org have been known to actually have a lot of reps in. Shown to struggle ngayon laban sa kanilang neon composition. I think they're cooking with the setup that they had so far because the defense nila, they could just wait. They could just hold for these sorts of timings, pero as much as they have the hold, their composition screams map control. So these proactive decisions should not be surprising at all whatsoever from No Org. Because once the neon gets rolling, then it's hard to stop them, especially with the breach just catching up to him.
So true. And you can see the prioritization in terms of securing the ultimates onto this one as well. At the current time, meron na itong si Patrick Watson. He's trying to use that, but unfortunately, it's not entirely gonna work out. And now it is a 3v3. All the while, every single one here from the attackers are just gonna be nailed down from the entry point of A site as they try to back out each solo. Mapipitas niya pa si Kael onto this one, and as history repeats itself, Scary MD will be left alone in a different format as he tries to make this work out regardless. It's already up to him. But compared to earlier, though, this is much, much more doable.
Yeah. See, Mochi, there are three constants in this road, right? There are death, Texas, and Scary MD in 1DX situation. And he also gets killed the same way that happens every single time. So Channy Boy will take care of him. Over to the 4-0 now against No Org. Party Esports have been, I'd say, having a really solid defense so far. The top of back of like calling from Carty, from Channy Boy actually, where I think it's all structured around proactivity as a whole, right? Just pushed on that mid side, try to overwhelm that tiles position, since you know that's the closest way where pwede mong hanapan ng butas yung kung sino man yung nag-hold to push on to that A side. It's
Yeah.
almost like they're not giving them any space to actually think about what they want to do. So parang mini buy pa nga to para sa side ng attack. It's the stinger, at least for Melo J. Patrick Watson tries to make presence. A lot of noise being made over at that lobby position just to pressure a lot of util out. That's an early one-way. Support by the Omen, while Scary MD is also taking his chances. That elbow side is looking yummy, yes, but I don't think the double initiator comp is gonna see a lot of light in this round. Ian, 2 kills for the guy. This guy has no hesitation to push on, even though he has no mobility. He has his gunplay.
Okay. And Uyan has been able to get a couple, so definitely good news on their side despite of the existing advantages, but they want to go and offer the contrary as the side of No Org finally gets the round that they've been dreaming of ever since. And this might actually be a good sign of life on their end. Most importantly na akala natin, to be honest, na yung advantage natin is already at the side of Carty, but once again, tap, Scary MD has been able to like do the rest. And fortunately though, meron na ng point on heading on to this one and tons of ultimates to work with.
Yeah. Full ult economy for No Org now, so that means the option of a full rush is on the table, but it's not something that they're taking immediately. Since nasa mid yung line share of the players of No Org, slow creep up since ang daming pings all across doon sa ating mid-top position to take control of that link side. I just don't think they should bring the spike over. Melo J entries on, and it looks like the satchel movement nerf doesn't really affect Melo J and his confidence. A-site, again, on notice for them. And considering the position of Ichi Solo, he's gonna give up the site and play for the 5v5 retake. It's the thrash shot trying to spot that Ichi Solo. And even though his presence is known, he's not willing to take a fight. He is now with Melo J trading off tong si Tap Tap. A 1-for-1 with Kyle, getting a blow for Channy Boy. And another for Astro as well. Carty Esports are fighting back. Their ult economy is also up. But No Org, they're also trying to defend themselves since naging 2 versus 3 pa nga to.
I mean, not gonna lie, Asher is in a really good flanking position, but unfortunately, his information has been found out, but still no effect onto him as Melody gets a couple of kills on the showstopper. And this is just about enough time for them to defuse their spike. Oh, wow.
The money shot for Melo J. Just proving that one rocket is more than enough to open up the site itself. My goodness, para sa side ng No Org. Sayang though kasi by the time that they were able to convert back with that satchel and that ulti, well, he was the only man alone doon sa pag 1v2 na dito. So, man, ang daming moves all across the map, and he also got a headshot courtesy of Astro himself. So, the man, the myth, the legend for Carty Esports is proving his value into this 5-1 score. And No Org are playing this as cool and as calm as they need to be, because Carty Esports have gotten their numbers so far. So early game natin into the Sunset map. Scary MD is also considering the possibility of that market control. And that's a lot of layers of defense doon sa pag mid-top position kasi may wire pa nga, may Hunter's Fury, tapos may magpo-push sa market, and that's Patrick Watson and Astro hand in hand para makontrol yung mid ng Sunset. No Org have no business, no chance, and nothing to report sa pag-hold over at that tiles position. A 6-1 for Carty Esports.
Oh, that's just trouble that's been suffered upon here by the side of No Org. It means definitely evident that all it takes is just one Hunter Fury in order to trigger the panic within them. And even the concuss daw na binato sa kanila dito. And yeah, definitely such a flawless and clean, simple round just like that here at the mid area. Just about na sinusubukan nila na mag-opt for mid control.
The coordinated chaos that's being ensued thanks to Carti, and their proactive defense has been definitely on point so far. And that's the partnership from Patrick Watson and the Breach as well. So they got the Rolling Thunder, and MeloJ had the judge, so he got concussed, he got countered, and he had nothing to do with that shotgun anymore. That's 3 for Patrick Watson. The Neon is on a roll, and he got 4 thanks to the Neon buffs. Welcome to the stage, Patrick Watson. And on display, the Filipina agent is showing her presence.
Dude, and even despite being caught in the tripwire, results pa rin yung Patrick Watson si Kael. Really unfortunate on their end, but really great call into using the Rolling Thunder din dito by Wins. Just really awesome how they have been able to utilize this really aggressive lineup towards on the defense as well. Like, parang sila yung attacking on this one. Like, baliktad. What's happening?
Ewan ko ba? Like, they're playing like they're the attacking team right now.
Right?
A lot of situations where that A lobby position is some sort of like a death realm for them as they push on that market side now. The focus, but again, becoming the undoing of the entry. MeloJ forced on Astro. Double kill for the Omen, and even gets the third. Man, Carti Esports, in a lot of the situations where they're holding these important sides of the map, they haven't been stopping at all, and they have been proving that they have the impact defense. That market side on one, tapos yung A lobby control from Patrick Watson. How do you stop this onslaught?
At this point, I feel like being passive is not the answer. Being active or proactive in terms of your execute should be, but with all the utilities being thrown up there, a couple of concusses, even tons of blinds present here para sa side ng Carti Esports is going to be pretty difficult. And even with Patrick Watson, he's like a full arsenal on its own. But now, despite of every single effort na ginagawa dito ng side ng NOORG, they got no chances as well in getting an additional point in this match.
Oh man, this is one heck of a performance from the Carti Esports squad. And what a time as any para makall yung timeout this time around for NOORG. Kailangan nila ng words of wisdom. Kailangan nila ng chill time. Ang kailangan nila ngayon is, a good way to remind themselves why they were able to reach the grand finals in the first place. Last event for Kings of PH. Now, this is a team, Carti Esports, this is a team that has been so well coordinated from the start dito pa lang sa ating Sunset map. There have been a lot of times that Patrick Watson has been abusing a lot of open spaces since NOORG have been thinking about what they want to do in the first couple of seconds, but then they also got a lot of opportunities to find workarounds sa mga aggressive attempts, pero hindi na-execute eh. Hindi pa nga sila nakakapag-push ng side. I think the last time that they have attempted a plant was that one round in the B site itself.
True. And unfortunately on this one, despite of the efforts that they're looking out for mid control, lagi silang natatapalan. And if not, if kung sakali man na they get a chance na makatakbo papalayo, there's already like a loss of 1 or 2 members, and the maker even the round entirely being lost on their side. So now, with the timeout being secured on the side of NOORG, hopefully it can benefit them well. But unfortunately though, with the ultimate already active here for Patrick Watson, yep, he's gonna be shut down just like that by MeloJ. MeloJ is not giving any joke times right here because he really wants na makabawi sila. But all the players, it's just connecting onto anyone, and Oyen will be taking 4 of them down. What just happened?
He dodged the thrash.
Oh,
This guy is on one right now. He pushed the flash out, Tapos, hindi na na-expect na may thrash kasi
Round before the switch.
wala. He sidestepped it. He forces a 4K outside of no org. I just can't. Wala akong masabi, pre. Literally, the replay speaks for itself now. One flash out again for Uyen. He dodges from the thrash, jumps on top of it,
Remaining.
and was able to spray on 4 people because they were all blinded. Hindi na protektahan yung Gecko. Hindi rin ma-refrag yung kahit sino doon kasi lahat sila hindi na-expect yung Breach mismo ang pupush outside of B main. Carti Esports are playing on another element and they cannot be stopped at this point in time. 10-1 so far para sa defense, mga kaibigan, and no org are struggling to get a point so far after their first.
Bro, like you can even see them not trying to let out a bullet, no, nung na-blind sila. Like they really didn't expect onto that one. Wala man lang nakapag-free fire second level right after receiving the blind. But right now, focus tayo dito sa current round na meron tayo as they make their way here onto B side. We are gonna see if there's gonna be some kills being taken here by the side of no org as now. As of the moment is maganda naman yung nagiging output onto this one. However, it is going to be the last remaining person on this one, Ichi solo against 3 people. Just opting for the safest decision to just wait it out until someone tries to tap the spike.
See, the thing is, right, if they do tap, then they have access to the Rolling Thunder, which Jasol is already holding it for himself now, so Ichisola has to be careful. Possibly. Gotta take the first fight. But he doesn't even need to wait for the peak. He just lets that Rolling Thunder work its magic. Triple kill for Jasol. 2-10 so far for no org. They do eventually get a second round. And Carti Esports, yes, they were on a roll on that attacking half. Talagang so far so good for how they performed on that defense. Since tamo na-confuse pa nga ako kung sino dito yung defending kasi literal na pang-attacking talaga yung nagiging strat para sa Carti Esports. Sila mismo yung nagpo-push outside of their CT position. Sila mismo yung naghahanap ng opportunity para mak-cut off yung rotation. At hindi na bibigyan ng chance na makapag-execute minsan yung no org. So, on their attack, they weren't able to put up anything creative so far. So, I'm hoping that on defense, they show something more comfortable. And I really do feel like the biggest question in my eyes is if they can activate Melo J. Because this guy is a huge factor in a lot of their wins. Let's see if they're going to be able to activate them this point in time.
Hopefully we can see some sort of action on their side now that the sides have been swapped, because it seems like it is going to be tons of eliminations going to happen. But Astro, though, seems like he's gonna be well aware, or not ever mind, well prepared, regardless of not knowing that someone is there. Just although, tamang pipigilan lang naman siya as we witness another point for the side of Carti Esports. And they're not backing down anytime soon. They are so focused and to get the most of the kills out of this one. Parang ano nga ang nagiging side quest nila dito ang mag-put ng spike down But their main objective is to rummage through every single one. Like lahat, just eliminate everyone.
There's nothing legal about what just happened dun sa Boba. Literally. Doon
lang ba?
So jumping right click tapos nung nakuha yung ghost, one tap agad dun sa kanan. That's disgusting. And now the Soul's looking to put his name on the kill feed, and well, it's not the idea that he wanted. Patrick Watson momentum. And scary MD could not track him. And a second possibly no. A Bucky, the best way to counter them, a double. But Astro and Uyen, they're able to contain the situation. 12-2 so far for Carti Esports, and knocking on the door to possibly a final spot for them.
Bro, grabe yung pangkabastos dito ng side ng Carti. It's just crazy. Like, tinatalo na sila ng mga bastos. In a good way. Like, it's
Yeah,
disgusting in a good way. Like, all their plays every single round, they're really making the most out of it. Mapa-defenders man, mapa-attacking man, they are really aware how they can make the most out of the utilities na meron dito existing. I mean, having a Neon and a Breach on your lineup just definitely means disaster for the opposition. And as of the moment, they're quite lost on trying to address this. Kung ano yung pwede nilang gawin in terms of the setups, because they're just continuously being gunned down, every single one of them, regardless of what's being thrown. But right now, he's gonna be caught at the tripwire as Melody tries to push them away, eliminate what's existing, and finally, and hopefully, get a point for themselves.
Oh, and as you say that, Predator Esports are about to make a known. Astro, 3 kills, Spectre, classic in hand, kaso wala na. Kapag-peak na agad ng si Tap Tap. That was a possible ace clutch for Astro, but he had no bullets, nothing in the chamber. Nothing to report from that round, and well, that's all thanks to the setup. They finally got fed into Kyle and his gorgeous tripwires. Patrick Watson, as fast as he can be, sometimes, well, that can be countered. A 4K possibly, or an ace for either one of these two, from LOJ and for Astro, but not gonna be entirely enough for either one of them. So 12-3 so far. No Org extending their chances at the final spot. It is a showstopper invested. No Org or hunting for anybody on tiles, but little do they know, Patrick Watson is hunting for anybody on that B site. He has already dodged 2 tripwires, and that made Kyle's setup useless. So at this point, No Org are gonna have to do a lot better into this retake scenario, pushing into a lot of the setup. Scary MD, and just so they try to neutralize the situation, and it's working wonderfully because now they finally took care of the core. Now they have to find the rest. Itchy Solo gets found out. A 1v3 now. And it's against Johnny Boy, the leader of Party World, who also gets spotted. Scary MD will put the final nail on his coffin. A 3K from the Gecko. And a 4th round for No Org.
There is still a pulse existing for No Org. And they're trying to climb their way back up, as this is going to be a safe round for the side of Cardi Esports. Pero nakita mo yun, bro? Patrick Watson, dalawang tripwire dinaanan, wala siyang pakialam.
Diba?
Dire-diretso siya, pre. Anong tripwire? Press W.
Tama. Diba? And alam mo yung napansin ko doon, yung crab walk Spectre run ni Channel doon sa last kill. That to me was funny, you know?
True.
But in that situation, you are there isn't any good opportunity or not any good options anymore, other than to at least make some damage, at least for their side, at least for their cause. Now, they know not to push B twice in a row, especially since Kyle's setups have been working wonderfully. Even though, yes, nasisira agad yung tripwires, even though nadododge agad the Patrick Watson, it still provides the info that they needed. And considering the numbers, they still are healthy for the retake anyway. So now they're relying on Channy Boy. Made a lot of noise, made a lot of threat doon sa ating B main position. And Patrick Watson's also poking and prodding doon sa may mid side. Metal J is gonna be in a lot of trouble kapag na-blind siya, kapag na-push na ni Patrick Watson. Na-stun na agad ng Breach at na-dash pa nga with another 2-piece from Uyen. I love you. A sheriff shot for everybody. No Org are getting crippled one by one, and just so has to make this kill work, and he does. 3v2 on the B side plant.
And as of the moment, we're seeing from the shadows being used here by Astro. But unfortunately, he's not going to commit onto this one. But the Thrash, in order to get additional information, they will be already aware of their whereabouts as they just wait for them to tap the spike and hopefully try and segregate them, though. For the side of No Org, will they be successful? I guess it's going to be a rough one as the Rolling Thunder is going to be used, not connecting onto either of them. And it's going to be just one more person, Scary MD, all alone, trying to fight them all off. But unfortunately, though, there won't be enough time, and Cardi Esports will be demolishing No Org, their counterpart, and will be advancing against Oasis Gaming.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the clear winner for our second BO1. And honestly, I think it was a pretty good game, considering all things considered, man. I mean, Carti Esports have shown that a lot of their development has, already shown a lot of its development, I'd say, man. I mean, I already know that these guys had talent, and especially for the rest of these fraggers, especially for the likes of Channy Boy, where he has also shown a lot of prowess, not only in the aim department, but also in how he has been calling all throughout this game, right? There's a ton of improvement. Remember how they have been all throughout Kings of PH? They didn't have the same cohesiveness as they do right now, and well, the results have spoken for themselves. They have proven that they can contend against the best teams, and well, if you think about it, no org, they really aren't a very weak opponent as well. They have shown that they can also contend, but the better team reigns in today, and Carti Esports, they've shown a lot of promise so far into the second BO1.
Yeah, and I feel like it is a difference in terms of drafting talaga. Having that neon on the side of Cartier just really means an issue here for the side of No Org. Most importantly na, you can see the adjustments na sinusubukang gawin dito ni Kael. Unfortunately, it's not enough to entirely stop them from committing whatever they're trying to do here. Most importantly, with Patrick Watson as well as Oyen being together for the most part and off their engagements onto this one, which just means na they try to compensate or they try to do something from ano nga ba ang pwede nating makuha with Patrick Watson trying to extend, engage, and get the most out of the frags onto this one. Then isama natin kay Uyan, no? Or isama natin si Uyan kay Patrick Watson, and so far it worked wonders, most especially dito sa Sunset, which they really prioritize the frags rather than the plan, to be honest. But it worked out onto their favor, and hopefully that our members here for the side of No Org will be able to appear once again in our next qualifiers.
Look, a clear indication that their communication is working out really well is na lagi sila nagpo-push ng sama-sama. And you already saw that from how they started this match, and when they had the momentum on high, they never really let go of it, even though they gave away a few of the rounds over to the second half. It doesn't really show a lot of their weaknesses as well. So for Carti Esports, it is going to be one heck of a matchup against Oasis Gaming's, showing their strength into the second BO1. So before we go, or anything else, mga kaibigan, we'd like to thank our official sponsors. Unleash the future of gaming with the newest Predator gaming laptop powered by the Intel 14th Gen processor. Ito lang yung Shopee link. Nakapin lang siya dun sa comment section, mga kaibigan. So go grab yourself the latest Predator gaming laptop powered by the Intel 14th Gen processor. So will be a bit of a short time bago tayo makabalik dito sa ating final game before malaman kung sino ang worth makapasok doon sa ating playoffs bracket in the Predator Esports Circuit. It will be Oasis Gaming versus Carti Esports. Ako pala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi, and we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Predator Esports Circuit. My name is Ramon, and with me is Mochi. We have been all day at the third leg qualifier for the Predator Esports Circuit playoffs, and well, I think it's high time as any to actually give appreciation and big shout out to our sponsors, Predator Intel 14th Gen Series. Experience the next generation of gaming with AI in the Helios Neo 16, powered by the latest 14th Gen Intel Core processor. Available na siya ngayon in the official Predator concept store or at authorized resellers near you.
And speaking of laptop, now is your chance to win a dream trip to US. Parang last week lang, tiniteaser ko to. So purchase a Predator notebook today and activate your 1-month PC Game Pass trial to enter our legendary loot raffle. Promo is extended until July 31, 2024. See full mechanics now and the pinned comment down below dito sa ating live stream. So better check it out kasi malay nyo ikaw na ang susunod na mananalo ng US trip natin. Bumili ka na ng laptop, may libreng trip ka pa.
And without further ado, I think this is a really good opportunity para ma-showcase na ang ating final matchup of the day, and it is going to be between Oasis Gaming versus Carti Esports. So sobrang init ng laban, biglang nag-shake yung stream ko mga kaibigan. Talagang napakaganda ng laban natin dito. This is one of the top tier teams in the form of Oasis Gaming, battle it out against right now the most consistent VCT roster so far in the Philippine scene, which is in Carti Esports. Lots of improvement across the board for both squads. And ito talaga yung napakalaking question mark sino yung mananalo dito? Kasi pareho silang naglabas ng napakagandang promise, not just here, pero pati sa VCT Split 2 so far in the season.
Yeah, and it's a good contrast as well, no? If earlier we can see how Oasis really wants to make it sure and slowly ang kanilang mga executions. On the other hand, it's just straight up brute force, diba? For the side of Cardi Esports, and it actually worked on their side, and both sides rather, and that's the reason why they're here right now. And it is going to be a really interesting contrast and how different their play styles are, and if there are going to be some types of adjustments gonna be present onto this one depending on who they're facing up against at the current time. Most especially that we can see the dynamic duos from each team, specifically dito kay Dub7 as well as kay Wits, and on the other side we have Patrick Watson as well as Uyen. So we're gonna find it out.
Well, if they played it kanina kung saan sila komportable, baka dito pa nila ilabas ang hasik ng lagim nila dito on the map of Sunset. They've shown a lot of their promise against No Org, and now they're gonna be facing a different behemoth in Oasis Gaming who, well, if you remember, last year, where Oasis Gaming were one of the first teams that actually played that Sunset map against Zol Esports, Predator League 2023 on land. So, you know, if Carti Esports are strong on the map of Sunset, Oasis Gaming already built those ideas from the ground up. So, is it going to be a different version of Carti Esports heading on into this game, or will they be heralding the same comfortability? Or will this be an opportunity for Oasis to demonstrate that even though we're one of the pioneers, we still haven't lost any touch of what we are as one of the stronger Sunset teams in the Philippine scene?
And balita ko, sobrang tindi daw ng preparation dito ng side ng Oasis kasi si Kelly S daw pinagdadaringe yung bumbot niya. So, grabe naman kung gano'n. You just visit the dalawang sides, ang lalokohan sila. So, this is going to be a good one as well to see kung ano nga ba yung magiging talima from both sides, considering na meron ng warm-up itong side ng Carti Esports. Kasi Patrick Watson, Uyen, and even Astro, they've been able to perform at the top of their game earlier on. But for the side of Oasis, we are yet to witness kung ano nga ba ang mahahain nila sa atin dito heading onto this current game. Because we're not quite sure if they will prioritize the fast pace or will they force Carti Esports to slow their pace down, diba? We are yet to see kung gagawin din ba nila or gagamit din ba sila ng agents up to the correct meta, or will they stick onto the comfort picks that they currently have or what they've been able to work on in terms of adjustments previously?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be sticking to history so far. And the last time that Oasis Gaming has played yung Sunset map, it was against Rank L Cuties, a very familiar opponent in the Predator League scene, but they also played us on VCT. So the Sunset map they played they played up to their comfort. Again, yung Raze di Kalia still on point, tapos nandito pa rin yung KO, yung Sova na pinipick up ni Marky every single often. He's always so reliable when it comes to utility agents, even though he is on the Raze back then. He always is known to be on point with how he uses utility. So there you go. Not much of an adjustment in terms of team composition. Dubstep still on the Omen. Javi 8K on a role where he is most comfortable on a Sentinel. And for Carti Esports, well, this is the same composition that they have been running against that no org squad that I don't know if they're 100% what ano yung pinaka-appropriate na sabihin. Kasi ginawa yung pace din against no org and they already kind of telepath na parang na predict nila na ganun yung magiging pace nila eh. Eh against Oasis, hindi mo kasi sila ma-predict minsan eh. Alam mo yun?
Yep. They really want to make sure na they are one step ahead in terms of the plans and strategies that they want to do, or at least they want to be the one who dictates it. Diba? As much as possible here for the side of Oasis. So we're yet to see if that would be the case onto this one, most specifically that they're using like one of the standards pretty close to what you can use in an Ascent map. So let us see if this will entirely work in accordance to their favor, because at the current time, they are starting this off slow.
Yeah. Nice value from China Boy Shock Dart. Now that means that they have to think about the flank sometimes kung hindi nila i-commit yung A-site push. But Oasis Gaming are poking and prodding all the way towards that A-site anyway, so Carti Esports are not going to have a good time retaking on down unless they keep all their numbers in check, so good thing Chani Boy, the in-game leader, is here with them para ma-coordinate yung push. They even have Chani Boy just rotate onto that mid-top position, so give the early push shot. Nakita na din yung smokes. At naririnig na yung presence ng Oasis Gaming. So Chani Boy, he has a choice. Either push out, get a kill, go back for that 5 versus 4 retake that they're looking for, or play it safe. Sama-sama para sa 5v5 ng Carti Esports.
And I'm not quite sure if they will be expecting someone on the flank here, because it seems like Mark is indeed expecting that. But on the other hand, they're opting for the pushes here, but unfortunately it's not going to work out, as 3 of them will be immediately eliminated here for the side of Carti Esports. And it's all on to Astro. Mark, well prepared, and even Javi on the sidelines, and this is going to be indeed a flawless round para sa Oasis. And mukhang basado at well prepared naman si Oasis doon sa mga gustong gawin ni Carti Esports kani-kanina lang.
Mukha nga, because one of the key flaws that a Neon has is that there's a tendency for a few players to actually tunnel vision while they're trying to entry on, where there's little corners that Javi 8K actually took for himself around that garbage position. Na hindi na check ni Patrick Watson, so they had no control over Link. When they peeked on down, nandun pa rin si Dubstep to hold on with Javi 8K, kaya na-fortify yung A-Link position for Oasis Gaming. That post plant looking strong as ever for them. Carti Esports now relying on waiting for the buy round later on to the next round, leaving Kalias a very easy entry on. A spray through the smoke as well, and if I'm not mistaken, that was behind the blue spot as well. Scan on down, Ichi Solo. Sobrang lapit na nang mamatay. Blind on outwits. The individualism for everyone is just on point so far. And a 3K for Wits means it is one step closer towards his null command. 2-0 so far for Oasis.
As much as it is a given, I didn't expect na they're gonna finish it that quick, you know? It's pretty similar to what the side of Carti Esports would be able to do against the Org kanina other match. But right now it's the way it is, giving them a taste their own poison. But once again, it is a buy round on their side, but we are yet to see if there is going to be some sort of retribution for the side of Carti Esports. Most importantly, na kompleto naman sila dito in terms of rifles, pero syempre, tingnan natin kung magpapakuli ba ang Oasis dito.
Yeah, really exchanging util on down towards that B main position. Early smoke out, that's interesting because now they don't know kung sino or ilan ang nag-hold dun sa B main side. Hindi sa B mismo. Mismo sa loob ng B main kung saan pwede nyo kailangan na i-clear yung corners, kailangan na ipaglaban yung ultimate orb. You see the Chani Boys also like letting that go since it's a very tough position to hold in, especially if you are on the buy round this point in time. Oasis Gaming, they're just chilling, they're just making presence. Already in Lotus, you already noticed that they're always having mind games in their presence. And they're implementing it right now. Ang dami nilang nirotate doon sa may B main. At dito pa lang sa may mid, parang ginagamit nila yan as like a chess piece. As a way to like early rotate on. Or a case of like an insurance policy if ever that the B main push doesn't work out. So Marky, responsible for taking that first contact, even though siya yung Sova for the team. Kelly S does have the Phantom in hand. But both players for Seta Cartier are hold up on that backside position. Paranoia out as well, so they know that this is a decisive call. But Marky is able to transfer. But Astro's here to play as well. Uyen, the support has been given. And the 1v4 commences for the side of Oasis Gaming. Javi 8K nowhere to be found.
10 seconds left.
And I wonder if he would try to get a pickup onto this one, lalong-lalo na mukhang mahirapan sa Lord Delicado if that will be the case. So he's just gonna save it onto this one, which is definitely a good call of certainty dito para sa side ng Carti Esports. Like, they are well aware that there's no information or no information and also information heading doon sa A side natin. Assume that every one of them will be proceeding to B side afterwards, and that was indeed the case. And of course, they've been able to get that round for themselves. I mean, right now though, some of the members here for the side of Oasis will be resorting to half shields, and kung hindi na lang din, may makakakumpleto na rin ng kanyang ultimate onto this one, specifically si Wit. So let us see if they can use this one onto this round.
Very close to the pivotal ultimates, as you said. They have to fight for those ult orbs. Mas tumataas yung value tuloy ng mga early picks kapag nasa attacking side ka. Problema nga lang is that Carti Esports are not giving the space up except for the market position, which Kelly S now sees himself over to transfer onto that B side itself. And Astro has to be careful. Paranoia out perfectly, but he doesn't miss. Actually, he doesn't move a muscle. Kelly S just exploits that entirely. Javi 8K just follows, and well, Carti Esports are here now. And are here to demonstrate that sometimes team play is more than enough. A double kill for Ichi Solo as well. As Oasis Gaming are not able to transfer their map control over to that B side itself.
Loving the assistance that they've been able to offer each other dito para sa side ng Oasis heading onto the commitment onto B. It's just really nice though kasi ganun din kabilis rumesponde yung rest of the squad here for the side of Carti Esports, which is actually straightforward kasi not gonna lie, they haven't been able to use that much utilities. It's more on the gunfights that's been able to up and secure the trades as much as possible, and it's working to their favor. On this one though, there's already the neural weapon as well as the no command active for the side of Oasis, and let us see kung magkakaroon ba sila ng magandang benefit onto this one kung sakali man na pagdesisyonan nila na gamitin ito sa current round.
This is the best time for them to rush down, and Kelly S just knows it. He knows until Astro is able to punish him from the heavens. Marky able to adjust onto Astro this point in time. That 1-for-1. Oh, it does not work out for Carti Esports. Witz is able to run and gun him down. He's not a Neon, but he's running like he is one. And Spectre enabling him to dodge and juke away from every single point of entry on down. And they're even getting flashed on, getting dumped by Util. They can't push onto Boba because of how much utility is being forced onto them by Oasis. Patrick Watson is not able to adjust. Witz is able to get a triple kill in response. And Ichi Solo for a reason, and possibly doesn't even need anybody else except for himself. 1v2. Marky with the Guardian possibly up for to save this point in time, but I don't think he has anything to save at this point because Marky's just gatekeeping him. I think he's just gonna catch up to him. No, he's gonna be saving up his Vandal for the next coming round. A third for Oasis Gaming. And you see that decisive call, right? Kelly S is pushing onto the site, the tempo. And even though he gets traded, you could say that the tempo is transferred to the other players as well. That's the thing about former duelists in their own right? It's able to capture that confidence and giving that to one of your teammates to just push on headstrong into every single part of the map.
Yeah, and also the call of using the neural they've been able to use it the best time possible because just by using that, they've been able to deplete the retake potential existing here for the side of Carti. But Now, though, there might be some change of pace or rather a change of gameplay currently present for the side of Oasis na lalo-lalo na they've been able to catch up onto that one. Karki Esports, they're trying to go with each other. Considering the lack of buys on their side, they made their way here onto A site and as yet to see a single soul onto this one as the Boombot tries to check it out. At least aware na sila that someone's gonna be looking at the CT. Abby getting that frag for himself and now a 45. You're yet to see kung magkakaroon nga ba ang chance ang Karki Esports dito.
Disciplined on Oasis Gaming so far. They're not over pushing. They're just keeping all of their strength in numbers. Javi 8K just holding the flank down. Gets the 3-piece for himself. And well, it's all good in the hood for Oasis as wala silang nakitang stress at all sa ginagawa nila dito. That is a flawless round. Not losing any guns, not losing any members, keeping most of their utility in check. 4 rounds for the Oasis squad on the attack. And well, that's off the back of good reads for themselves. Just slowly creeping on down towards that A site. And I think that's the thing about like playing their comfort picks is that you play this multiple times in a row and it's almost like muscle memory at this point. Talagang hindi ko masabing walang kahirap-hirap, pero it's a comfort pick for a reason for them. Kelly S had no issue entering on in, and it's almost like that A site was given up to them. But that's also the thing about Karki Esports. They're playing as a unit, which sometimes you don't really see that in that round.
And I really love how that round also emphasizes the importance of playing in favor for your comfort in contrast to meta, no? Because at the current time, like what you've said, we can entirely see how different Oasis behaves with the current lineup that they currently have, and it actually works so well in accordance to how their playstyles are. And now though, Hunter Fury actually connecting to some of our members here for the side of Oasis Gaming, and 3 of them was definitely damaged by it, but no one's been entirely eliminated. So far, Ultimate from the Shadows will be put out onto this one as they make their way here onto B site, while someone's gonna be stopping them from rotating towards B, as we can see Ichi Solo securing someone with an immediate trade here from Wits as the last standing Astro. How would you make this work out?
He did already use it from the shadows, so that's how Dubstep found out that he's going to be coming from B main. The flank in a 1v4 for Astro. He's not a newcomer. He really is one of the veterans from the squad, and he gets one. He's second from Astro. Now it becomes a little bit more interesting. Smoke on down on the bomb as well, so not aware about the flank, not aware about the position from the 2, and Kelly S has made his presence known, and against all odds, Oasis Gaming have found the mark on Astro. A 5th round win for the side of Oasis Gaming. It was a pretty good way to actually bait them around, because if you remember, they started on the A side execute, they made a lot of presence, they made a lot of noise. Hannibal called them down to rotate on to defend the site, but not aware about Javi 8K's lurk, and Marky also had ulti around that time, so they were prepared for already plan B if A site didn't really fully commence for them.
True, and regardless of being in the attacker side, or definitely they should be the ones trying to free space